You're freezing, your hands are numb, the sun is disappearing. You have no house, no fire, no warm clothes, and somewhere in the darkness, something is watching you. So how did ancient humans survive winters that should have killed them? Imagine waking up alone in the middle of a brutal winter. A powerful snowstorm surrounds you, and freezing winds cut through your body. You have no house, no fire, and no warm clothes to protect you. The endless snow-covered landscape stretches in every direction, and the temperature keeps falling. Every minute becomes more dangerous as your body slowly loses heat. Your hands grow numb, your breath becomes visible in the icy air, and survival is no longer guaranteed. Worse still, dark storm clouds continue to gather overhead. As you struggle through deep snow, every step drains precious energy. Moving becomes harder, and exhaustion begins to take hold. In an environment like this, even simple tasks can become deadly. Then, just when hope seems to be fading, something appears in the distance. A cave. It could provide shelter from the freezing wind and falling snow. You rush toward it, knowing that shelter might mean the difference between life and death. But survival is never that simple. Some caves were already occupied by dangerous animals, forcing ancient humans to enter cautiously. Every decision had consequences, yet even an imperfect shelter was far better than remaining exposed to the freezing wilderness. Once protected from the worst of the weather, ancient humans faced another critical challenge. They needed warmth. Gathering dry branches and fuel became essential because humanity's greatest winter weapon was fire. Fire changed everything. Without it, winter could quickly become a death sentence. Starting a fire was difficult, but the reward was enormous. Then, finally, a spark appeared. That tiny spark could grow into a life-saving flame. As warmth returned to the body, survival suddenly felt possible again. A roaring fire illuminated the darkness of the cave, providing heat, comfort, and protection from the cold world outside. However, fire alone was not enough to survive winter. Ancient humans also learned to use animal hides and fur as clothing. Wrapping themselves in fur helped trap body heat and shield them from the icy wind. They discovered how to use nature itself as protection against the cold. Yet another problem remained. Winter made food difficult to find. Plants disappeared beneath the snow, and animals became harder to track. Hunger became a constant threat. To survive, groups of humans worked together to hunt animals across frozen landscapes. These hunts were dangerous, but a successful hunt could provide food, clothing, and valuable resources for an entire community. Ancient humans learned to dry and store meat near their fires, creating food reserves for difficult times. These supplies became priceless during the coldest parts of winter. Even so, winter nights remained terrifying. As darkness covered the land, predators became more active. Wolves and other dangerous animals often lurked nearby, waiting for opportunities. The glow of a campfire provided more than warmth. It created a protective barrier that many predators preferred to avoid. Fire helped keep danger at a distance and allowed people to rest more safely through the night. But perhaps the most powerful survival tool was not fire, clothing, or shelter. It was teamwork. Families shared food, protected one another, and worked together to solve problems. Communities gathered around fires, combining their skills and knowledge to increase everyone's chances of survival. Adults taught children important survival techniques, passing knowledge from one generation to the next. These lessons helped future generations face the same harsh winters with greater confidence and experience. Eventually, the long winter began to loosen its grip. The snow slowly started to retreat, and signs of spring appeared across the landscape. Another brutal season had been defeated. Ancient humans survived not because They were the strongest creatures on Earth, but because they adapted, they learned from their mistakes, worked together, and developed clever solutions to seemingly impossible challenges. Their intelligence, resilience, and determination allowed them to survive some of the harshest winters in human history, and because they endured, humanity continued its journey toward becoming the dominant species on the planet.